What up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One. Welcome to another fabulous edition of Based on a True Story podcast. Rate, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend, family, as well as a follower. Let's get this YouTube channel lit in the YouTube algorithm. You hear me? So, without further ado, how y'all living? I'm living swell. Hope everyone had a very happy Valentine's Day that went down Saturday. And the NBA All-Star game went down on Sunday. A lot of mixed have a lot of mixed opinions from not only the All-Star game, but also from Valentine's Day. We're going to get into those type of things in just a little bit. But before we begin, first, let me put y'all on pause, okay? Let me put y'all on pause, all right? Give me a second here. Your boy didn't get his stuff situated. You dig? You dig? All right, hold on one second, folks. Hold on one second. Gotta take care of some things here. Some little technical difficulty. I forgot some things. So yeah, I done forgotten some things, but never fear. Your boy is here. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me clearly? Okay. So give me a second here. Give me one good second here. I don't know why I didn't do this stuff sooner rather than later. You dig? But nevertheless, I'm the best. And man, all right, all right. Let's get back to it. Wow, I should have done this a few seconds ago. All right, all righty, okay. Alrighty. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the thumbs up. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but your boy got some stuff I had to do in the background. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff today. First and foremost, I want to apologize to you guys out there. I didn't do a live stream. Even though this is like, even though technically I'm kind of on time. I was supposed to do a live stream last Friday or Saturday, and some things got in the way. You guys got to realize it's Valentine's Day. You know, Valentine's Day is for the ladies. Now, if you checked out my short, I also said that Valentine's Day can also be very your significant other, your man in your life can also appreciate Valentine's Day as well. And I talked about how we as men, we're simple. We're not complex. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out how to please your man on Valentine's Day, what to get for your man on Valentine's Day. You know, men, we're not into the flowers. You know, we don't mind eating candy, but it's not a must. Uh, do we like to eat? Yeah, we like to eat. You want to take us out to eat, whatever. But if your funds ain't right, or if you want to do something different, I introduced a short where if you want to give that man some knob action, particularly some unexpected knob action. Valentine's Day would have been a perfect opportunity to do that. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, any day would be great for a man. for some knob action, okay? You don't have to be great at knob action, just fast and efficient, particularly when you're giving your man an unexpected knob action. He would appreciate it a lot more if it's unexpected, it just comes right out the blue. And like I said in my short, picking him up from work, maybe pulling on the side of the road, give him some knob action. At the car wash, give him some knob action. At the drive-through, give him some knob action. Somewhere unexpected where he's going to be totally shocked and awe that you decided to celebrate Valentine's Day by giving him some knob action. Knob action is like the microwave of foodery, okay? Now, you want to have, intimate relation, have an intimate time with your man. That's considered like an oven. That's like slow cooking. All right. But yeah, if you checked out my short, go check out my short. I told you guys what to do on Valentine's Day, but we're past Valentine's Day. Hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day. But that's not really why I created this live stream, okay? I'd like to thank everyone that's hitting the like button. Really do appreciate that. If you follow me on X, aka Twitter, and I'm Chris Don 1. So if you haven't followed me on Twitter, do it at your leisure. Just hit I'm Chris Don 1. You'll be glad you did. Now that's where on my Twitter page, and when I'm on X, I'm not on X all day, every day. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not on X all day, every day. I might hit you guys, if you follow me, if I got a short that's on YouTube, I will share it with X or TikTok or Instagram or even a live stream. I mainly use X for that, but occasionally, I might tweet out something that's beneficial or what I'm thinking about, whatever. But anywho, that's not the purpose of this live stream. And the reason why it's not the purpose of this live stream is because there's a person that I follow on X. She too is a content creator. I'm not going to expose her. I'm not going to give you guys her name where y'all go over there and you go, hey, Chris was talking about you. He did a whole live stream talking about you. That's not why I made this live stream for. Not to roast her, not to embarrass her, matter of fact, I'm going to try to cover up her name. All right. So let's get some substance to this story. All right. Before we get in to why we're here. All right. So basically, like I've been following her for a minute. And, occasionally she does pretty much the same thing I do. She's a content creator. She does TikTok. She does YouTube. Okay. But for the past couple of weeks, I want to say about 3 or 4 weeks, she's been promoting this private VIP situation. Now, apparently she has another X/Twitter account, but it's private and it's for VIP members. Now, if you if you join her on her VIP, first, it costs money. I don't, just because you hit her on the DMs and go, hey, I want to be in your private VIP secret account on X, I'm pretty sure she's going to have, I'm pretty sure she's going to message you, well, it costs X amount of money to join this exclusive club. I'm not 1,000% sure, but I'm pretty sure. You dig what I'm saying? And I ain't knocking nobody's hustle by any means. If there's opportunity where you can make money, as long as you're not, robbing nobody or killing somebody or drugging somebody, you got to get into where you fit in. Okay. And she's a very attractive woman. I do give her that much. Okay. Very attractive woman. So she's been heavily promoting this on her X account. And she kept saying, I only got a few spots left. And she's been, on this promotion tip for about 3 weeks. So for 3 weeks, she only had a few spots left. Now, one can assume, hey, maybe it's not going the way that she hoped it would go, or she really do have a few spots that are hard to sell out. But nevertheless, for like 3 or 4 weeks, she's been, promoting this secret X/Twitter account where you get to interact with her, and I'm pretty sure you get to also see some adult content on this Twitter/X account. You dig? I'm not interested in it. But hey, if there's some guys out there or females out there that want to join this account and they don't mind sliding their credit and debit card to get access to this account, I see no problem with it. She's not committing a crime. You dig what I'm saying? But like I said, for 3 or 4 weeks, she's been promoting this exclusive VIP club, and she always keeps saying only a few spots. Okay, so she's been doing a lot of thirst trap action. She's been showing, she's been doing videos of her, half naked. She also been doing pictures of half pictures of that make you believe that there's some nudity involved, but she has never said formally on her X/Twitter account, oh, this is where you go to see the freaky side of her or the adult content side of her. So you don't know what you're going to get in this VIP club, but she leaves it into the illusion of this is what her secret Twitter is about. And she's been heavily promoting this, okay? So if I follow you, and I use the same logic for streamers, I use the same logic for YouTubers, TikTok, whatever, or even people on X. If I see you're trying to promote something, and either I'm interested in it or I want to see you, get this thing off and running, then I'm gonna do the neighborly thing and retweet it or post it or like it, share it, whatever. Okay, doesn't cost money or waste any time for me to do either of those things. Okay, so she was heavily promoting it on Valentine's Day, which is, I felt like that was a perfect opportunity for females out there that want to sell adult content. That's a perfect opportunity to do it on Valentine's Day, because guess what? Not all guys have females. There's some guys out there that are lonely. Are you lonely tonight? There's some females out there lonely too, but there's a lot of guys out there that's lonely, that's willing to just pay for something or do something. All right. I feel like, this is a great idea for her to do this. Why not do it on Valentine's Day? Why not promote this on Valentine's Day? Okay. She's been thirst trapping heavy for the past 3 or 4 days, showing more and more content that you could see on this secret VIP thing. Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm going to read y'all the tweet that I sent her. And this was on Valentine's Day. All right. So she sent something that, hey, basically she said, hey, look, if you're interested in my VIP exclusive club, again, I got a few spots. You want to just DM me if you're interested in her VIP. And like, she was thirst trapping heavy. Now, the last video, she had a video up underneath this message, And basically it was showing her whole backside. You can see her whole, all the ass cheek was oozing out of these see-through pants. Okay, they wasn't even pants. They were like neon. They was like she was wearing pantyhose. Okay, so I'm going like, okay, I dig what you're doing. I respect the grind. I respect the hustle. So I not only I liked it, I even messaged it. I I sent a message. I said, "This is a perfect Valentine's Day gift for someone who has no one." Heart emoji, heart emoji. I'm sure she has enough content for you to work out, for months. Okay. So this is the message. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's the message that I sent her. That's pretty much the message what I sent her. You dig? Nothing disrespectful. Nothing nothing disrespectful, nothing in bad taste. I didn't call her outside her name. I didn't call her mama outside her name. Nothing judgmental. Just a quick message like that. Now, an innocent message. Again, I'm going to read it one more time before we get into it. This is a perfect Valentine's Day. This was on Valentine's Day. This is a perfect Valentine's Day gift for someone who has no one. Heart emoji, heart emoji. I'm sure she has enough content for you to work out for months. Nothing disrespectful on her part. Nothing really disrespectful on anyone's part. Okay? Now, if you want to say something was disrespectful, maybe I shouldn't said she has enough content for you to work out for months. But it's a a tongue-in-cheek type of message. Again, I didn't disrespect her. I didn't call her outside her name. Nothing judgmental. None of that stuff. You dig what I'm saying? Now if I would have been judgmental or disrespectful, then I would understand why. Then I would understand her actions on what she did. We're going to get into that. All right. So that was my message. That was my message up underneath her selling her VIP. She also had a 3-second video. She has no top on, but she's turned around. You can't see her bra. You can't see her chi-chis, but cheeks were oozing out of these nylon, these fishnets. No panties, just cheek and ass, just swinging all over the place. All right. So this is what she responded with after I sent her that message. Okay. And I'm going to try to, that's not going to work. I'm going to try to cover, you know what? Hold up, before we get into that. So, tongue in cheek. Nothing nothing disrespectful or any of that stuff. So, again, she liked it. She liked the message. That was her response. She liked it. I'm not going to throw her name out there. All right. She liked the message. I'm going like, and this was like on Valentine's Day. It was like in the middle of the day. I said she liked it. My job is done. I logged off. I plugged out of social media. Didn't think much of it. I enjoyed the rest of my day. If you guys follow me, I took my car in to get some repairs done, some minor repairs. And, while I'm sitting there waiting for the mechanic, I see her little message. I liked it. I hearted it. I even sent a little comment down below. She liked the message. All right. Didn't think much of it. Got off X, aka Twitter. Got off of it. Just sitting there watching the game. This was a Saturday. You did. So, the 30 or 40 minutes after the fact, the mechanic sticks his head. I said, "Hey man, your car's ready." I'm like, "Cool, all right." Once again, I'm logged off of social media. So I spent the rest of the day just chilling, going to the restaurant. I went to this store to get some clothes, get some shoes. Life is good for Chris. You dig what I'm saying? Everything's good. All right. I go home. I'm chilling. I haven't thought much about that message. So, watch the movie. I watched Predators Badland. I see why a lot of people hated that movie. I will talk about that a little bit in details after this little story that I'm about to tell y'all. All right? So, watch Predators Badland. Ate a little bit. Watch some TV. Watching television, watching the news, went to bed. All right? Cool. Next day, which was Sunday, woke up, did my normal routine, my normal morning routine on Sunday. Didn't think much of it. You did. I say about 10 o'clock. Now I got up at 7. So it's from 7 to like 9:30. I'm not even on social media. I don't even know what's going on. If something major happened on social media, I missed it. Okay? So Sunday, I get on Twitter, X, aka Twitter. And when I got on Twitter, the first thing I saw, and if you check out my page on Twitter, X, which once again is at I'm Chris Don 1, and I took a bunch of screenshots, and this is what I woke up to. Again, before we get into this, I didn't badmouth her. I didn't disrespect her. I didn't say anything outside of her name. I didn't judge her. She even liked the message. She hearted the message. So she instantly blocked me. I don't know when she blocked me, but she blocked me. That's the message that I wrote Saturday. She liked it. And there was other people that liked that message as well. That message was about to blow up. Okay? So, she blocked it. She blocked me. Now, you have every right to block whoever you want to block. I don't have no issue with blocking people. But my rule of thumb is, if I block you, it's for a reason. If anybody blocks you, it'll be for a reason. It could be, if you're disrespectful, if you're trolling or disrespectful, calling somebody outside of their name, just hating for no reason, I understand. You got to do what you got to do. You don't want to constantly open up your app to constantly get ridiculed by somebody that don't even know you, or say bad things about you. My rule of thumb is, if you hate somebody that much, why are you following them in the first place? That's the one thing I don't get about people. Now, people say in tongue in cheek, "Oh, I'm just trolling. It's no big deal. I'm just trolling." But I feel like, I'm not gonna waste my life or time, money, whatever, on somebody that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm not even going to be associated hanging around somebody I don't like. If I don't like you, what's the purpose of me, hanging around you or even following you? Obviously, you know, I I don't see that me and you have anything in common. So why would I subscribe to somebody or follow somebody that I don't like? But a lot of you guys say, "Hey, I like to follow people. I like to mess around with people. I'm just joking." Yo, man, look, I'm trolling. It's not that serious. It's not that deep. But when you troll somebody, they're not going to perceive it the same way you are perceiving it, because the person that you're trolling has no idea who the hell you are. They don't know if you're coming from a good place or a bad place with your trolling. Okay, so my rule of thumb is I'm not going to follow somebody I don't like. I'm not going to hang around somebody I don't have an interest, I'm just not going to do that. Some of you guys, y'all justify that stuff. Some of you guys will follow somebody that you cannot stand just to, every time they upload content or they do a live stream, for you to, say something negative about them. Okay? And I really do feel like it's the person that does it. I feel like a lot of you guys, y'all don't have a lot of emotion going on. Y'all don't have a lot of friends. Y'all don't even have associates. Your coworkers don't like you. Your parents think you stink. Okay? You just, real talk, you just not a person that, you're not a likable person. So what do likable people do? They like to hang around people that are likable and then mock them or ridicule them because they have people that they see other people liking them. Okay? But hey, that's your life. You do whatever you want to do. If you want to sit in your mom's basement, eating pot pies, surfing the web, trying to get under people's trying to get under people's skin on social media, fine, so be it. That's your life. That's not my life. That's not where I would like to be. I wouldn't want to be in no place like that. But hey, to each his own, whatever. All right. But that's neither here nor there. We're about to get into this. All right. So, I made this tweet last night, more like 5 hours ago. And the reason why it took me so long to respond, because like I said, Sunday, I found out like around 10:30 or 11 that she blocked me. Okay, cool. I didn't want to react right then and there. I wanted to get some. Okay, I wanted to know why would you block me? Because I didn't say anything disrespectful or distasteful or any of that stuff. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm thinking back. Okay, I'm like, what did I do Saturday that irritated her so much for me to get a block? Because I must have did something, right? I couldn't recall anything. Now I looked at the tweet I sent her, not once, twice, but 3 times later. I'm looking at the tweet and I'm saying, how can I flip this tweet negatively? Okay, I didn't see nothing in the tweet that I sent her that she can perceive negatively or distasteful or disrespectful. You dig what I'm saying? So, hey, at the end of the day, it's her ex account. She can follow who she wants to follow. She can block whoever she wants to block. Okay, but to me, I felt like I didn't do nothing wrong. All right, but it's her life. It's her account. She can do whatever she want to do on her account. All right. So I sent her a message. She's not gonna get the message because she blocked me. Okay. But I pinned it on my X account. All right. So this is my message that I sent her 5 hours ago. Well, that I posted on my X account. Okay. Here we go. I'm not knocking anyone's hustle, but when I see someone constantly tweeting for weeks about their private account and only having a few spots left for their VIP members, only to promote it again and again, and especially promoting it on Valentine's Day. So I left a tweet under your promotion. As you see, I didn't disrespect you. I didn't call you outside your name. You even went as far as liking the tweet. So why the next day I found out that I'm blocked by you? Question mark. If I follow someone and they are promoting something, I'm going to respond to it. You can't be so thin-skinned when you show your skin in every thirst trap video and picture. I never had have a problem with content creators, streamers, or entrepreneurs. It's always the adult content creators. Trust me, when I say this, I don't judge anybody or anyone. It's just crazy work to like a tweet, then block the person who made the tweet. And that is some crazy work. That is some crazy, crazy work. And this ain't the first time that this has ever happened. Okay? Again, I'm gonna say this one more time. Again, when somebody is when somebody is promoting something and they're promoting something, it could be a content creator on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It could be a podcaster. It can be a streamer, whatever. If I see you promoting something and I want to, promote it as well, or comment or like it or share it, I have no issues with any of those entities that I just mentioned. Even people that are into politics. People tweet something, no matter if it's right or wrong, if it's positive or negative, I give them a response. Now, they either respond back or just leave it as is. Okay? But I never, even from people that are heavily into politics, don't go as far as blocking me. Streamers don't go as far as blocking me. Content creators of all of social media, they don't go as far as blocking me. But the only ones I have the biggest issue with are adult content creators. All right. And I got another story. I can still remember this to this day. So we all know Miss B Nasty. I follow her. I occasionally read her, tweets, particularly on Titty Tuesday. All right. That's the only reason why anybody would follow her. It's for Titty Tuesday. Okay. So she made a comment, and I wish I could find it, but this was so long ago, I'm not going to go all the way back into the archives to look for a comment. So she was basically talking about how, and I'm going to try to paraphrase this. I'm not going to say it word for word, but basically, she had a problem with people judging adult content creators. All right, in those words, I'm not gonna say word for word what she said, because I could paraphrase most of it, because that's all I can remember is most of it. So I commented like, hey, look, to each his own. Um, some people may have issues with people that do adult content, and but other people don't. I don't personally, but to each his own. That's basically what I said, to paraphrase it. And she just flips out. Again, I didn't say I to Miss B Nasty. I didn't say nothing. I didn't call her outside her name. I didn't disrespect her. I didn't talk about her family. I wasn't judgmental. I wasn't criticizing her. I wasn't doing none of that stuff. Okay. Basically, I just said, hey, look, there's an audience out there that fucks with you, and then there's an audience out there who don't fuck with you. I was just saying like that, and then I said, if the shoes were on my foot, I would be paying attention more to the people that fuck with you. You dig what I'm saying? She flipped out, okay? And she's going, she's, attacking me for what I said and what I believed in, because she took it the wrong way. And I knew she took it the wrong way. I didn't respond, not because I was scared or her followers will start, because when I wrote the tweet, none of her followers were attacking me. If anything, the people that fuck with B Nasty was liking my tweet. And I got like over 1,000 people looking at this tweet. You dig what I'm saying? I got like a lot of likes. Okay. But I didn't say anything crazy about Miss B Nasty. She just took it the wrong way. And I really think that there were some people, when she tweeted, there was people under the messages, talking some heavy shit about Miss B Nasty. They started bringing up her past and all that jazz. And then they was very critical about Miss B Nasty's opinion about it. And all I basically said, I just paraphrased it. I don't remember what I said word for word, but what I basically said was, just worry about the people that fuck with you. Stop trying to change the minds of people that don't fuck with you, because you're never going to change their minds. Okay? So that's basically what I said, but she just flipped out about it. All right? Even her own fan base was messaging Miss B Nasty like, hey, yo, he didn't say nothing bad. He just basically said that, hey, just worry about the people that support you and fuck with you. Stop worrying about the people who don't. That's basically what I said. I didn't respond back to her because, she was already upset about the messages that she kept reading under her tweet. And I don't want to be a casualty of war. And B, I'm going to be real with you. She's quick to block people. Miss B Nasty is quick. I've seen it before. She blocks males, females, whoever. If you have a difference of opinion with Miss B Nasty, it's like, if she doesn't get the last word, she's going to block you. But if you constantly go back and forth with her, she's going to block you. All right? So I was keeping it in my head like, yo, I'm not going to, and two, well, I'm not going to go back and forth with her, because going back and forth with you is not very beneficial for you or me, because I'm agreeing, I'm basically saying, worry about the people that fuck with you. Don't worry about the people that don't fuck with you. How is that being judgmental? How is that being disrespectful? How is that being distasteful? Okay, so I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I think that's what she wanted, but I wasn't going to give her that type of energy. I just said the tweet and kept it moving. So, but this is why I brought that up. It's like a lot of females that do adult content, are very thin skinned. And I know why they're very thin skinned. They're very thin skinned because they're constantly, on social media all day long. And they constantly hear people being very judgmental about them. People that, being being very judgmental about them or think of them as objects. They don't think of them as a productive person, you know. And it's basically the life. It's basically the corn industry. Like if you're down to make adult content, you have to know going in. Adult content in the corn industry is the one thing that everybody don't like, but everybody watches it, which is being very hypocritical. You can't, say, oh, this is wrong and this shouldn't be here. And all she does is do this and do that, but yet you watch their content. I mean, that's being very hypocritical to you as a person. That's just being very hypocritical, okay? To me, I feel like that's very hypocritical because the corn industry is $1 billion business. A lot of people, follow a lot of people that are tied to the corn industry. So why do you have this big opinion about it when you know good and well, it runs rampant. If you got an account on X, it runs rampant on X. It could be the corn. It could be a quick snippet of some corn video. It could be twerking. It could be booty shaking. It could be it could be a lot of things. It could be soft corn. The majority of the content that's in the algorithm of X is that. So if you got an X account, there's no way you can miss any of that stuff. Okay, even if you don't even look up corn on X, when you start watching enough videos, like I was watching Daz Banks, and I was watching Drewski. I was watching all of them. They had their little favorite videos. Ha Davis. They was having all these videos, and I'm just swiping up. To X. And then I'm up here watching some comedy. I'm laughing. I'm kiki and snapping my fingers under the table. And when I swipe up again, it showed some girl shaking her ass. Okay? Did I watch it? Hell yeah, I watched it. But then when I swiped up again, there's like a corn video. A little 10-second corn video. Okay? So it's rampant on X. But the two places, like if I trying to kill some time, I don't watch X at the doctor's office. I don't watch X at the courthouse if I'm going to the courthouse. But I do watch X when I'm at work or when I'm sitting in my car. And it be having some pretty funny or entertaining or informational things on X. But it also has those other type of videos that fall also in the algorithm. And, if once you watch one, like you watch a twerk video, once you watch one twerk video, that's going to be in your algorithm. You're going to see twerk videos. And, all you got to do is watch one. And all of those type of videos are in conjunction. All that traffic is coming from them twerk videos. All right. But if I'm out and about, I either watch X or I go on Twitter. When you go on, TikTok. When you go on TikTok, you can't have that type of content on TikTok. Man, I'll flip through TikTok all day and I'll just be constantly laughing. Now, TikTok has gotten so bad, there's a bunch of info commercials. There's someone always selling something on TikTok. So that's why I bounce between X and TikTok to X, because it be like when you go on TikTok, you'll swipe and you'll run into like 3 or 4 info commercials or they're selling you something. But nevertheless, a lot of the most thin skinned people to me that I have seen on X are people that do adult content, more so females. And, anytime you make any type of comment, they flip it on its head and they believe that to be you trying to throw shade at them. Okay. And I get it when you're trying to sell adult content and and as you selling it, you got people in your comment section, talking bad about you or whatever, or basically trying to discredit you because you do adult content, well, corn content. And the one thing about Miss B Nasty is I like Miss B Nasty. I don't have an issue with B Nasty. My problem with Miss B Nasty is if you ever follow her on X, she tries to be something she's not. You dig what I'm saying? B Nasty is funny. She's very entertaining. She's very funny. She's very entertaining. Yeah, she does the corn stuff on the side. Yeah, she'll twerk, occasionally. She'll do thirst trap videos and things like that. But generally, she is a very funny, entertaining type of woman. I'm surprised she doesn't do a lot of podcasts. Um, she did do one podcast I liked her in was the 85 South podcast, and she was very entertaining on that podcast. I don't know if she's done any more podcasts since then, but when she's she'll tweet, and you would think that, oh man, Miss B Nasty is going to just promote the hell out of her content. She does promote the hell out of her content and promotes other people's content, but the majority of her tweets are are entertaining and funny. Now, here's where me and Miss B Nasty, I don't say it's an issue, but to me, I feel like she tries too much. She tries too hard to be, just letting people know, I read a book today. Which I ain't look, I'm not hating on anybody that says, you know what, I read this great book today. You guys may, want to read this book as well. Okay. But to me, she's trying to sell an image that, hey, look, I'm so spiritual. I'm so much of an intellectual. I'm up here reading these books, these books with knowledge and things of that nature. And, I'm different from what you are accustomed to. And to me, I just think you should just be yourself. I'm not saying, the only reason you're reading books is because you're trying to change your image. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is there's a lot of people that follow you. There's a lot of people that follow you for the corn content and the adult content and the Titty Tuesday type deals and shit like that. But there's other people that follow you when you're in your bag, when you're being funny, when you're being informative. Okay. B Nasty has her own Twitch channel. I subscribed to that years ago, and man, she's a pretty good gamer. But you would never know that about Miss B Nasty because that's just something that she doesn't constantly talk about on X. Okay, she might do it on Instagram or Snapchat or whatever. But by any stretch of the imagination, I like Miss B Nasty. I think she's a genuine person. It's just, to me, I feel like she's trying to. I think what she's trying to do is basically, hey, I'm trying to show a different side of me that people are not accustomed to. So yeah, but yeah, so yeah. Look, at the end of the day, I don't have no issues with this content creator. I don't want no issues with this content creator that we just talked about. But I just felt like, to me, and like I said, you have a right to follow whoever you want to follow, unfollow who you don't want to follow, block whoever you want to block. Okay, that's your right. Okay, that's your business. Okay, I get all that, but to me, um, it's crazy work to like a tweet of another account and then block that account. And to me, when I was sitting back in the lab, you know what I'm saying? Hold on one second. So I'm sitting back in the lab. This is something I ain't talked about. I'm gonna talk about it right now. So I'm saying to myself, damn, she's that real thin skin. Is she really built like that? So I'm thinking. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe she didn't block me. You dig what I'm saying? Maybe someone who has control of that account blocked me. Because, like I said, I ain't gonna show y'all the tweet again. You know, I showed it earlier. I didn't say anything distasteful. I didn't call her outside her name. I didn't disrespect her. None of that stuff. Okay. Um, so I'm trying to figure out why, why you you liked the tweet, but then after you liked my tweet, you blocked me. So I'm thinking maybe it's not her who even though it's her face on the account, maybe she doesn't have control of that account, and maybe it's her significant other, her boyfriend or her husband, because she does do a lot of these videos and she does them on YouTube and TikTok where it's someone's always behind her and she's acting like she's making the bed, and her ass just tossed up in the air or just flops on the bed as she's trying to make the sheets, or some sexual type of content, some clean type content that you can upload on TikTok and YouTube. Hey, I'm not knocking the hustle. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm thinking maybe it's her husband, and maybe her husband didn't like the tweet because he thought that I'm trying to holler at her, which I wasn't. I had no that thought never ran across my mind to try to holler at her. Okay, but I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe he blocked me thinking that I'm trying to holler at his girl, and that's further from the truth. I'm not trying to holler at nobody's girl. Okay, I see what she's trying to do on X, so I'm saying to myself, hey, look, I ain't gonna knock her hustle. If I can help her just a little bit, just get one person to buy into her content, then so be it. Okay. But yeah, that thought did run across my mind, thinking, well, maybe, her significant other blocked me. Which, now thinking about it, that's perfectly understandable. Why you would go that far. You would block somebody, and why would you block me? I would. That's more understandable to me. That's more understandable. Okay, maybe he looked at it as, hey, yo, man, you disrespecting my girl, and he just blocked me. Now I don't understand why you allowing your girl, in which I can understand that a little bit. Like, you're more disrespectful. You found my tweet more disrespectful, but you don't find it disrespectful for her to be showing her assets all day, all night. Okay, she's making thirst trap videos, making thirst trap pics, selling this a private account where I'm pretty sure y'all gonna be, you have to pay to get in, but none of that stuff disrespects you. But my tweet just that totally disrespects you. Okay, I get it. Okay, but yeah, so I'm just about done, guys. Really do appreciate everyone that hit the like button. Really do appreciate that. That helps out and it goes a long way. It's your boy. I'm Chris Down One. Feel free to hit the subscription button, the notification bell. Share this live stream with your friends, family, as well as your followers. Let's get this activated in the YouTube algorithm. Okay. So I got a lot of stuff to do right now. I wish I could stay on a little bit longer. I'm gonna try to get back on tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace. I'm up out of here, y'all. Thanks for coming in.